Hello children, Miss Hans here. We're going to go over our math review for Tuesday, so go ahead and get that ready. We'll start with the first problem. It says take the value of the digit 6 in the number 739,654 divided by 10 and then divided by 10 again. Okay, so first we want to find that value of that 6, which is 600. When we divide it by 10 first, that gives us 60. And then when we take that 60 and divide it by 10 again, it gives us 6. So here is our final answer. Now let's go ahead and move on to our area model question. We're going to start by decomposing the 24 into 20 and 4 and the 72 into 70 and 2. So let's go ahead and organize that work here. I'm going to put 20 and 4 and then 2 and 70 up here. So I'm going to do 20 times 2, which gives me 40, and 4 times 2, which gives us 8. Then we're going to do 20 times 70. 2 times 7 is 14, and then we're going to add those two zeros. So we get 1400, and then we have 4 times 70. 4 times 7 is 28, but it's 70, not 7, so we're going to add a 0. And now we're going to take all these partial products, and we are going to add them up. 1400, 280, 40, and 8. Just check them off to make sure I got the numbers right. So I have 0, 0, 0, and 8 gives me 8. 8 plus 4 gives me 12. Regroup the 1. 1 plus 4 gives me 5. Plus 2 gives me 7. And the 1 I'm regrouping all the way down here, bringing down because there's nothing else to add up to it. So I get 1,728. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. Okay, the problem says a pet store sells 56 pounds of dog food in a month. If the food comes in 4-pound bags, how many bags do they sell? So I see that there's a total. They sold a total of 56 pounds. And then it comes in 4-pound bags. So I know the group size, I just don't know the number of groups. So I know I have to divide 56 divided by 4. I can make one group of 4 when I have 5, so I'm going to record the groups up here. And after I made one group, that means I used up 5, so the remainder will be 1. 5 minus 4, I get a remainder of 1. And now I regroup the 6 over here. How many groups of 4 can I make if I have 16? Well, I can make 4 groups because I know 4 times 4 gives me 16. And 16 minus 16, I get nothing as a remainder. And I can do a check. 14 times 4, 16. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, 56. Yes, it matches up. So give yourself a right or make any revisions if you have to, and then let's move on to the next problem. It's really blurry to see here, but I just wanted to show you that over here it says 7 tenths minus 2 tenths, which is equal to 5 tenths. So we're looking for a choice that matches 5 tenths. That's going to be equal to that. And the right choice was A. So go ahead and correct your work. And let's move on. We have another line plot question. And this one reads, what is the difference between the longest piece of string and the shortest piece of string? So we have the longest piece of string all the way at the end. So we have 1 minus 1/8. But this is really difficult to do because 1 minus 1/8 is kind of hard to see that unless I rename the 1 as a fraction. So I know that one way to do that is to use the same denominator 8, but this time I'm doing 8 out of 8 because that would be equal to 1. So 8 out of 8 minus 1/8 gives us a total of 7/8 feet. I want to make sure I use that same unit. And there we go. Angle that you guys get over here looks like that. And I know that a right angle would look like this, like a perfect L. And this seems narrower than that, so that means it's an acute angle. Go ahead and check your work now. Okay guys, so here is the POD from yesterday that we started working on. And we know that this problem is asking us to find how many miles Enel Greta walked last week. So we used this line plot to help us record the data out down here. And now we're going to add all these values up. Okay, so we're going to start by adding our halves. I like to do that because I see that these are two easy fractions to work with, and I know that a half plus a half is going to equal to 1. So I'm just going to record that. and a half is going to be equal to 1, and then I'm going to have a half left over there. And I'm just going to cross them out so I don't add them again. Okay, and now I'm going to start adding the whole numbers. I have 1 plus 1 plus 1, right here, 1 plus 1 plus 1, so that's 3, plus 2 is going to give me 5. So now I have 5 plus 2 is going to give me 6, 7, plus 1, 8, plus 2 more, 10, and 10 plus 3 is going to give me 13, and I don't want to forget about this half, so I'm going to add it over here. So I get 13 and a half miles. I want to make sure I'm using that correct unit. Okay. Good luck, everybody, with your math review and PLD today, and we'll go over it tomorrow.